But let's get some background about Danny. Who are you? My name is Wendell Daniel from StreetMic, and I love what I do. Tell me about Danny.
Me, I'm a street activist. What I want to do is really, essentially, is cut all the bullshit from the government, from the societal issues and what we're doing. And if we don't get it down to street level, we can't accept the establishment to do what they want to do. So it's time to get out. Now, I came out when Black Lives Matter were running around chatting everything. I can't expect a white man again to come and back me. I've got to come out and say, do you know what? That's wrong. That's nonsense. The things you believe in is a nonsense. So that's what I've done. Literally, 41 years old, and I've not needed to come out yet. I've done all my activism from my Twitter account and from that, but certain times you've got to come in front of the camera.
And I do thank you for coming in front of the camera, and you're like me. We are good at it, man, you get what I'm saying. But I've got a few questions to ask you. You dislike Black Lives Matter. Justify why you dislike Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter is a Marxist organisation, and I don't think that Marxism should be pushed through the black community when, if you look at any African country that has Marxism or socialism, what happens? They take from the people starve, and then the people start wars with each other. This is black and white unite, it's everyone unite. At the moment, I can't see Black Lives Matter doing anything for London, because I still see people dying every single day on the street. Black people dying every day on the street. I don't see no youth clubs open. I don't see anything open. Yet there's £1.5 million in London that has been fundraised. This is why I don't believe it. If you really want black and white unite, you've got to get to your kids and you've got to tell them, listen, look yourself in the mirror, get away your victimhood, and say, if you want to do something, you can do it. Oh, black people never done nothing. Hang on a minute, Obama, he's the president, right? You can look at, I don't agree with her, but Priti Patel, and all the other people in the cabinet.
Big up Priti, big up Priti.
Priti, yeah? But black people can do stuff, so I don't appreciate these white cultural Marxists telling black people they can't do nothing and black people accepting it. That's why I don't agree with it.
Specifically to do with Black Lives Matter, I have read their aims and objectives, so have you.
Yeah.
And we know what Black Lives Matter stands for. Yeah. Specifically to do with you, the Black and White Unite, I've been trying to find information specifically to do with what you and your organisation stand for. Where can I find it? So, specifically, what are your aims and objectives?
If you need to go onto a website and see
Which one?
If you want to go on a website and see about Black and White Unite,
no, specifically, no.
You're in the wrong headspace.
No.
Because this is how community should be. Okay, if we look, you know about the 60s, you know about the 50s. No one needed to say Black and White Unite because it was Black and White Unite. It was the original two-tone. Right, so you don't need it. Now we're so fragmented. We've got Marxists saying on one side we've got to be against these people got to be against these people, but no one's saying we've got to be against the government. So you're not going to find anything specific written down, any manifesto. I'm not a political party, I'm an activist. I'm a one-man activist and people support me and I love them for that.
I note what you're saying, but my argument is, because nothing is written down specifically about what you stand for, and look, this is both of us on the camera here. Because nothing is written down, it comes across, hence the reason I say I've got an issue with your approach. It comes across, that you're driven by ego and not ideology. Hence the reason I'm asking the question.
41 years old, yeah? It wasn't.
I'm nearly 60.
It wasn't me that told Black Lives Matter to come out. It wasn't me that goes and tells every white man who said I don't agree with it, call them a racist. It's not me, it's the media. So if I'm looking at it and thinking, hang on a minute, I don't agree with that, and these people are getting called they're racist, their careers getting ruined, their jobs are gone, their families are split up. Hang on a minute, I'm black, I don't agree with it, I've got to put myself up there. So that's what I am. I'm an activist, I'm not a political party, I'm not anything like that. So if you need to, let me ask you a question about the BLM stuff, okay? So they've written down their manifesto. How many times have you told people that Black Lives Matter are a Marxist organisation from what they've written down on their manifesto?
I have never come to that conclusion, and let me finish. I've got no reason to say that because as a journalist, I like to be impartial, and I try to get people to carry out their own research and then to come up with their own conclusions if they agree with it or not.
But surely, as a journalist, you can see what's going on. As a journalist, you can see they're not doing nothing for the black community. You can see Patrice Collars, she's done another £6 million house. She's now got £15 million £100 worth of property, but she's telling Black Lives Matter that you can't buy a house if you're black.
Let's speak specifically Black Lives Matter, specifically Sasha Johnson. As you know, Sasha Johnson, I'm going to be very specific because I was deeply involved with filming and doing lots of things with Sasha. As you know, Sasha Johnson was shot on the 23rd of May 2021 last year at 35 Concert Road. I can be very specific, I've been there. Yeah. As you know, Sasha was a Black Lives Matter leader, so the argument we're having is relevant. Do you believe that people who supported Sasha are deluded or something and they were wrong?
Well, they are deluded if they are only supporting because they feel a sense of victimhood. Now, this is the UK. Now, how many black people here in the UK have been actually oppressed? I'm not on about going about stop and search, because my attitude to that is if you've got nothing to hide, then you've got nothing to worry about, right? And it's all, do you know what stop and search is? They'll come and they'll fill you up, they'll test you up, they'll say, what's your details? And don't give them your details, I don't advocate for that. Stand up for your rights, but at the same time, if there's so many black people getting killed by black people in London, obviously they're going to stop and search black people. If they stop and search white people and Indians and Chinese, I'd be saying to the Metropolitan Police, hang on a minute, there's something wrong. So we're not oppressed as such, but what they are oppressed is by Black Lives Matter, by believing in that ideology, blaming someone else for a failure that they perceive of themselves. So yeah, I will say now categorically, anyone who believes in Black Lives Matter is deluded. And also one other thing, if you do believe in Black Lives Matter, go to your neighbourhood, find that drug dealer and out him. Find the person putting the guns in your community. Find the person putting the knives in your community and petition outside his house. Go and get as many people that run the Metropolitan Police outside Whitehall. Get them to the estates and run out the drug dealers, the knife crime and the gang crime people. But you won't, because that means you've got to do something.
You're not doing that.
I hear you. Let's move on, but we can chat later on. Let's talk specifically about what's going on in Telford and Tommy Robinson, specifically to do with the documentary film. What was it like for you when you went down to Telford and to stand on the platform with so many people, thousands of people watching?
It was an amazing feeling, because that is the ultimate, for me, that is the ultimate black and white unite, because when I stand up there with Tommy Robinson, Anne-Marie Waters, Danny Tomo, I know that the world's media have just put down their cameras. And that's a wonderful feeling, because on social media, that picture was everywhere. But the only ones you see in the Daily Mail and the Telegraph is the ones of individual people, but not me. But they also call me the blackface of white supremacy. So, you know, I am pushing the boundaries and saying, hang on a minute. You have got to make sure that you look at me and see who's around me and then who isn't, and then say who's far right and who's not.
What is it like for you? Because when I do something like this, I don't plan. We go with the flow, man, you get what I'm saying? That's how I like it, yeah. What is it like for you as a black man to be pushing those boundaries and to be getting so much resistance and some words from people in your own community? What is it like for you?
It's not a nice feeling when people, you know, call you the names that they call me and push back as they call me, but I've got the belief, and as you said, this is my ideology and this is what I'm doing, that there will come that one day that you hit the wall and they will say, hang on a minute, we are conservative thinking people, or we are that way inclined, okay? Not the Tory party, but an authoritarian. Every black family is authoritarian, right? So you have these values to say, do you know what, I can stand with white people on the right and not feel away, as in the whole media is going to say it's far right demonstrated, it's far right, and that's what it is. It's changing the narrative, and it will do that. It's not if, it's when.
Well, my final point, then I'll allow you to go and do what you need to do. As StreetMic, I like to tickle people's toes. That's what I do, you get what I'm saying? And I like to be impartial, yeah? Have I given you the opportunity to say what you need to? I've questioned you, I'm going to do more questioning. But in closing, I'm allowing you to say what you like. You know I'm live streaming, because I like to be fair.
Yeah, no, you've been fair with it, the questions have been fair, and there's nothing really, this is what I said to you earlier, you don't really need to research about black and white unite. You either want to unite and come together as a people and go against the establishment, or you want to live in your segregated lands. And if you want to live in your segregated land, that's fine. I know who every one of you are, and I will break down your walls and I'll bring you into the family. So it's not about what I have to do to convince people. is what I have to do to debate people and make sure everyone else sees that their vision and what they're saying is rubbish. So I thank you for the opportunity anyway.
No, that's brilliant. But definitely, finally, you're going to be down here every third Sunday. Why did you choose every third Sunday? And why are you bloody late?
I'm on time, yeah? But I am a black man. So this is black man time. But every third Sunday I have a lot of commitments. I work, I'm doing night work, so I've not slept yet, and I've come down here. But I'm getting censored off of all the social media. I'm getting my voice is not getting out there. So I've got to come with the people. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not scared of people who are pro-Black Lives Matter, who are Islamists, who are whatever. I have my values, I have my points, so I'll debate it. So every third Sunday to me seems enough time for me not to say, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can plan. It gives me enough time to plan. And yeah, I'll always be late as well.
And don't forget, on the 7th of May,
on the 7th, yeah, we'll see what we can do, right?
I
want you to come up there, and you said that you're impartial, and I want you to film all the people there and see how they actually are. Because they're not going to be like, we got to be on best behaviour. It's an emotional thing. This is Muslim rape gangs. This is most people are going to be watching this and thinking, I want to break down society, and then watch how they actually are, and then go to BBC the next day and see how they portray it.
I disagree with something you said there. Yeah, Muslim rape gangs. I acknowledge.
Show me one.
Hold on. I acknowledge. Let me finish. I acknowledge people within the Muslim community, specifically to do, with Pakistani men have been convicted, so that's a fact. But when you try and blame every single Muslim, that's the issue.
I didn't say every single Muslim. That's
the way it comes across.
That's your mind. That's how your mind is acting. Yeah, that's how everyone else. If I said every single Muslim done it, no. But what I have got to say, and you've got to be honest, you show me one at the moment in the last 2 years, one non-Muslim rape gang. People that's not 4, 5, 6 who are getting sentenced 135 years. You can't show me one, so we can't say what it is. Because I'll be calling the sky black in a minute, if we can't do that. It is Muslims predominantly, okay? They're raping the children of England. That is it. We don't see Indians on it. We're not seeing Chinese rape gangs, so we've got to say it as it is. And if it invokes something here, that's good, because that means you care. That's what we want to do. Invoke it here. And we want the Muslim community to come out. And Ali Dawa, I'm saying it now, I'm going to get you to come up because we need Jews as well. You've got out your own community like I'm out in my community. We've got to do this.
It's collaborating.
This is black and white unite. It's a whole scope of things. If you're against what's going on, we can deal with it. We're not against all Muslims. To me, that's a nonsense. But
anyway, sir. Big up StreetMic. Big up
StreetMic.
And listen.
The best in London. Through lockdown, he has been there all the time.
Hold on, have you been watching me?
When I'm at Parliament, I see him. When I'm down there, I see him. Everywhere I go. So remember, subscribe, like, and share the video.